I mean, I think they're huge, and they push us each and every day, and we come in game time and we're ready because we had the scout guys.
Since 2004, the UCLA women's basketball team has owed part of their success to the Bruin Scout players, made up of a group of men with their own strong resumes in the sport, who practice and help train the women.
It's a huge piece of women's basketball, and we started really recruiting them. We started going to the Wooden Center, watching guys play pickup, word of mouth, and tried to get some guys that had helped out before I came to build this sort of. It's like their own sort of club,
The goal for these men is to practice daily with the women through drills and scrimmages to help make the girls better, sharper, and ready for their next opponent at game time.
We kind of serve as practice dummies. We emulate their plays. We take on personnel roles to help simulate for the girls, so when they do play, it's kind of like they already know what's going to happen, and it's like a simulated game in a way.
The Scout team members go through the same procedures as any NCAA student athlete with clearance and certification, as well as the perk of being the first to sign up for classes every semester. But the biggest reason why they do it?
I was trying to focus on my academics, so this seemed like a really cool opportunity because it would kind of like fill that void of like not being able to play organized basketball, because it wasn't as time consuming as like being a full-time athlete, but you still kind of got that feeling of being an athlete, sort of.
I played basketball all my life, so I thought it would be cool to stay in the realm of basketball in college, even though I wasn't playing D1.
For the Scout team, playing against the women has changed their perspective of the sport.
When I first started out, I was like super humbled because I came in thinking I probably wasn't going to be like trying my hardest, and then I came in and quickly found out even when I try my hardest, it's not going to be enough. And really, like physically also, it was really surprising, not only skill level, but some of these girls are stronger than me, so it's really hard to keep up if you're not giving it your all.
One Scout team member, Gerald Smith, used his experience to help catapult him onto Coach Steve Alford's men's varsity for this season.
I think it kind of taught me how disciplined I had to be at the college basketball level. Obviously the men's practices are a lot different than the women's practices, but I understood the time commitment. I understood, everything that I had to put forth to, be able to play at this level. I saw how the women's players were, getting up for practice every day. They were preparing themselves for practice every day, and so, it kind of carried over, like for me, as far as going toward the men's team.
For Smith and the other Scout players who came before him and amongst the current group, one of the occupational hazards is losing to the women.
None of us like losing, so like it sucks, but like we're just here to like make them better at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, like it still stings a little bit,
Working together day in and day out, a special bond has developed between the Scout team and the UCLA women's varsity.
My favorite thing about the Scout team is that how they sit right behind our bench and they analyze each other. If, let's say, a player on the other team does really well, they're like, oh, you didn't do your Scout well enough. They have just such a cool camaraderie. It's like their own little mini fraternity, and they're a huge piece of our program, and they're a member of the family.
For the Pac-12 Network, this is Nina Kralik with the Cronkite Sports Bureau in Los Angeles.